Hi everybody, this is Brandon with Precision Defensive Solutions, and today we're going to talk about my new HK pistol that I just got in last week. So let's get into it. The pistol isn't that new in design. It's been around for quite a while. In fact, the VP9 was kind of taken from its design, and it does share magazines with the VP9. What gun is it? It's the HK P30. However, it's not just the P30 that I got. I got the LEM version, which HK uses that acronym for Law Enforcement Modification. What's the difference in the double single action P30 and the LEM version? Quite a bit, actually. So the LEM version is a double action only trigger, but it has a pre-cocked hammer spring, so when you pull the trigger, you're getting a single action feel with a very long take up. It's a very soft, very smooth take up, but let's make it a little bit better. The version that I got is the LTT version, so the Langdon Tactical Technologies version of the P30 LEM. And here we go, folks. So this gun, and you can see that it does have the Langdon logo on it. I just got this in last week after waiting about 3 months for it. In fact, I don't even have that many rounds through it, and the reason I don't is because I've owned a P30 in the past. In fact, I've had the double single action and I've had the LEM version stock before. And I'm not a big double single action fan. So I sold that one a long time ago. The LEM version, I was kind of on the fence about, but this one's pretty sweet. So I asked Langdon to put in the flat face trigger from Grey Guns, and to do the Grey Guns SRT kit, which is the short reset kit. Now, with only about 200 rounds through it, I can say that this is could very quickly become one of my favorite guns. It shoots exceptionally accurate. The P30s have an incredible reputation of being incredibly reliable and lasting forever. And when I say forever, I mean 100,000 rounds plus, which is far more than most people are ever going to shoot their gun. And this one's got it. Now, of course, my personal preference, I did do the silicone carbide on the grips. I actually ordered those before I even got the gun and got those done before I even got the gun. And I did ask, because as you guys know, I'm a dot guy, Langdon to do the optics cut on the gun, and that's part of what took so long, is they were waiting for the mounting plate. So it does have the backup sights, the suppressor height sights, and they are totally blacked out. Yay for that, because yeah, the less that interferes with your dot, the better off you are. I did go with the 507 comp, just like my VP9s. I really like this optic. I've really quickly become a huge fan of this optic. Now, let's talk about one of the features that I really like about this gun. So we've talked about my fingers being short, and one of the things that contributes to is my reloads being a little bit shorter, because I can't reach the lever to release it. On the P30, no problem. Without even breaking the grip, I can release that lever and get a very quick reload. And it's very large, so it's very difficult to miss. So all of you people out there saying, oh, well, you need to go over the top, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's look at what the gun has to offer first. The other thing is that it, just like the VP9, it does have it on both sides. So if I was shooting left-handed, I am a right-handed shooter, you could use it right-handed also. Another plus is it does accept the regular VP9 magazines. So with all the VP9s I have, and you know, the two that are my personal VP9s versus the student guns, I can use all my same magazines without having to purchase new ones, which is great because HK mags are not cheap, right? The other thing that I really like about it is it's the same feel on the grip as the VP9. So it's very comfortable for me to be, you know, very familiar, and it just really points very well for me, right? One of the things that I want you to understand too is I'm doing this, there's nobody in the room, and it is a safe direction of where I'm pointing, even though I'm pointing at the camera. So it's a very quick find on the dot. I'm looking right at the camera. In fact, the red light that's flashing, I'm putting my dot right on it every time as I do that. So it points really well for me. Now let's talk about the trigger a little bit. So when we load the gun and rack it, we have a lot of take-up. Now that is very short, very soft. Right there is the wall, and you can see how short that actually is. So when I shoot, that's all I have to move to get the gun to go off. Now, I do like that shorter movement to get to the gun to break, but I'm not quite sure that I love that long take-up. And that's not a design flaw. That's a personal preference on my part. And maybe it's because I'm so used to striker-fired guns. And when I did shoot hammer-fired guns, they were 1911s. So it's a way different trigger for me to use. That's one of the reasons, in fact, that's a big reason I got it. It's not that I don't like the trigger, it is just way different. So be mindful of that if you decide to go out and get one of these, that trigger is going to feel way different than what you normally have. So now, we shoot, trigger's pinned just to show you the reset, and when it comes out, the short reset is right there. It's incredibly short. Let me do that again so you can hear it. See, it's very, very short. So when we get that, we can get our follow-up shots back really quick. Now, I'm not one that shoots to reset. I let the gun cycle out and come back. With being used to the VP9, as it shoots, where it normally resets on the VP9 is not much play in that trigger. So if I just let off the trigger and come back, it comes back very quickly for me. That's a great feature in the gun. Here's the other thing. So we fire the gun, we get a click, not a bang. With a striker fire gun, you've got to, you know, either tap and rack or just rack and clear that round and get the gun back in the fight. With the P30, all you have to do is press the trigger again. Now, that is more of a traditional double action trigger. It's very heavy, it's very long, it's got a lot of take-up, but it still works quite well. When we talk about the P30 from a stock perspective, and we talk about a P30 tuned by Langdon, what would I go with? Well, me personally, I would go with the one tuned by Langdon. You could get the parts from Gray Guns and drop them in if you wanted, or take them to your local armor or gunsmith and have them drop them in. But to be honest with you, if you're going to buy one new, just go to Langdon. Plus, there's only 2 places in the country, in fact, really in the world, that can cut a P30 for an optic. And, you know, anymore, we're seeing so many people switching to optics. Even at the Active Self-Protection National Conference, out of 25 instructors, there was only 1 that was using iron sights. And we're talking national level instructors. And we're talking about maybe 4% of the students that participated were actually using iron sights. I call that a clue that the world is definitely changing and going to dot. So if you really want to put a dot on a P30, you've got 2 choices. You send it to Wright Armory and have them do it, or you send it to Langdon, or purchase one directly from Langdon and let them do it. The design is very similar, and I have used both. I would say that the Langdon one is probably slightly lower than the Wright Armory one. And to me, I think that just helps with the pointability of the gun. It helps, you know, track the dot and everything else. It really is a very nice setup. Now, when we're talking guns from Langdon Tactical, you're talking serious money, okay? I did pay real American dollars for this. No, HK did not send this to me. And we're talking $1,500, $1,600 for the gun alone plus the optic, okay? Be mindful of that because it is pricey, but I think it's well worth it. If you're looking for a hammer-fired gun because you're not comfortable with the striker fire, or you're very used to a double action trigger, but you want to switch to an HK, but you don't want to go striker fire, I think this is an outstanding way to go. Now, you can do the LEM trigger in the standard barrel length, which is just shy of 4 inches, or you can do the P30 L, which is the longer, it's the long boy of it. But I would highly recommend that you check these things out. Would highly recommend it. So take care, everybody. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. Be sure to like and subscribe. Really help build the channel a little bit. It's really kind of a slow go. And if you're liking what we're putting out, please like and subscribe and share the videos for us. So take care, everybody. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon.